This fictionalized journey begins on Madeira, where a boy watched ships leave without him. His family had little money, but their tiny home overflowed with stubborn love. Some nights, dinner was bread, soup, and promises that tomorrow would improve. His father worked long hours, returning home tired and smelling of grass. Cristiano often waited outside the stadium, listening to crowds he could not see. Without a real ball, he trained with socks tied into a lumpy bundle. Every wall became a teammate, and every doorway became a goal. When rain flooded the streets, he played barefoot through the silver water. Older boys laughed at his skinny legs and impossible dreams. Cristiano answered them the only way he knew: one more hour of practice. One stormy evening, lightning struck the field and illuminated his battered ball. For one impossible second, he saw a giant stadium hidden inside the light. The vision vanished, but the feeling remained like fire under his skin. At school, numbers blurred whenever a football rolled past the window. His teacher warned that talent without discipline would disappear quickly. Cristiano carried those words home and wrote one sentence above his bed. He promised himself he would become stronger than every excuse. At dawn, he ran uphill while the island still slept. He raced buses, chased birds, and counted every burning breath. By breakfast, his legs shook, yet his smile had already returned. A small local club finally invited him to a nervous trial. His boots were too large, stuffed with folded newspaper at the toes. The coach saw raw speed, wild tricks, and a boy who never stopped moving. Cristiano scored once, then chased the ball as if still losing. His father hugged him afterward, too proud to hide his tears. The club offered a place, but transport money became another mountain. His mother quietly sold a treasured necklace to pay the first expenses. Cristiano promised that one day he would buy back every sacrifice. At training, he arrived first and left after the shadows disappeared. Soon, defenders feared the small boy who attacked every gap without hesitation. Then came the hardest invitation: leave Madeira for an academy in Lisbon. He was only a child, carrying one suitcase and a family-sized dream. His mother smiled until he turned away, then covered her face and cried. Lisbon felt enormous, loud, and completely uninterested in his loneliness. At the academy, other boys mocked his island accent. He called home at night and pretended everything was easy. After every call, he trained alone until homesickness became exhaustion. One morning, his heart raced so violently that the room tilted. Doctors warned him to rest, but he feared rest more than pain. After treatment, he returned carefully, rebuilding his body one step at a time. He learned that courage was not ignoring fear, but training beside it. Weeks later, he touched the ball again and nearly cried with relief. He added strength work, balance drills, and endless finishing practice. His body changed, but his hunger remained exactly the same. During one match, he dribbled past 3 defenders and shocked the academy. A senior coach quietly moved his name to the top of a list. Cristiano joined first-team training and refused to look intimidated. The faster players pushed him, and the stronger players knocked him down. Each fall became a lesson recorded inside his muscles. Before long, the teenager from Madeira was playing under stadium lights. His dazzling feat attracted scouts from one of England's biggest clubs. They saw more than tricks. They saw fearless acceleration and obsessive ambition. The offer arrived suddenly, carrying opportunity, pressure, and a new language. He landed in England beneath cold rain and flashing cameras. The city felt colder than Madeira in every possible way. Training was faster, tackles were harder, and criticism traveled instantly. Fans admired his skill but complained that he held the ball too long. Instead of hiding, he studied every mistake on a small television. He strengthened his legs until defenders bounced away from his balance. He practiced crosses after everyone else had entered the warm locker room. One evening, the old glowing ball vision returned in a dream. This time, the stadium doors opened, but a shadow guarded the entrance. The shadow wore faces of critics, injuries, loneliness, and doubt. Cristiano stepped forward, and the shadow shattered into thousands of footballs. He woke before dawn and trained with a strange new calm. His decisions grew sharper, his passes quicker, and his finishing colder. Goals arrived in waves, followed by trophies and deafening applause. Yet he still called his mother after important matches. He bought his family a comfortable home overlooking the sea. Inside, he placed the old homemade sock ball in a glass case. Fame brought bright lights, but also rumors, pressure, and constant judgment. Every celebration became public and every failure became louder. He learned to protect his private pain behind a practiced smile. With Portugal, he carried the hopes of an entire nation. A painful final defeat once left him sitting alone on the grass. He watched the winners celebrate and memorized the sound of their joy. The next morning, he was already running along the coast. Years later, another final tested his body and his leadership. An injury forced him to the sideline, where helplessness felt unbearable. Unable to play, he became a second coach, urging everyone forward. When the final whistle came, Portugal's long wait finally ended. He lifted the trophy with tears that belonged to his whole family. Back in Madeira, children copied his celebration on the same steep streets. Cristiano visited quietly, remembering every cracked wall and unpaid bill. He funded fields, equipment, and chances for children without advantages. One shy boy showed him shoes stuffed with folded newspaper. Cristiano removed his own boots and placed them in the boy's hands. For a moment, he saw himself staring back from the past. But success never silenced time, and younger challengers kept arriving. Critics again predicted that his extraordinary era was finished. He answered with stricter sleep, cleaner meals, and even harder training. While others rested, he repeated jumps beneath the empty stadium roof. He chased tiny improvements that cameras would never notice. A late career match arrived with his team desperate for a goal. The cross floated high, almost beyond the reach of any player. Cristiano rose impossibly, hanging above defenders like the dream had returned. His header struck the net, and the stadium erupted once again. He landed smiling, not because he proved them wrong, but because he endured. Records followed, but numbers were never the deepest victory. The deepest victory was becoming the hope he once needed. Years later, he returned alone to the childhood field after sunset. The goalposts were newer, but the mountain wind sounded exactly the same. He placed a ball where the lightning had once touched the ground. No storm came, yet the ball glowed softly beneath his hand. The giant stadium appeared again, floating beyond the clouds. This time, the doors stood open, and no shadow blocked the way. Inside, he saw every version of himself waiting in silence. The poor boy, the lonely teenager, and the champion finally smiled together. Cristiano understood that fame had never rescued him by itself. Discipline, family, and refusal to quit had built the real miracle. At sunrise, the vision faded, leaving only the ordinary field. Cristiano heard children approaching, arguing about who would become the next legend. He stepped aside and watched them begin exactly where he had begun. One child missed badly and looked ready to give up. Cristiano rolled the ball back and pointed toward the goal. The child tried again, then again, until the shot finally landed. The celebration was small, but Cristiano recognized its enormous beginning. He walked home as the island awakened beneath warm morning light. Behind him, the children kept playing long after he disappeared. And somewhere inside every kick, another impossible dream began.